We're all searching for that Goldilocks carry-on bag, and for me, I thought it was my trusty Travel Pro, a brand that's been around for decades and trusted and used by so many aviation professionals and frequent travelers alike. Well, there are two contenders that are now my top 2 favorite carry-ons that I will probably be using more than any other after putting them to the test dragging them around Europe for 2 weeks. We have the Monos carry-on, which you've seen on my channel before, and this carry-on by Bricks, which I bought off of Amazon. Now, before we get started, this video is not sponsored. I bought each of these bags with my own money. The green one is actually my mom's bag. She liked my red one so much that I own that she bought one herself, and she used it on our trip that we went on together. Now, everyone always asks me if I could only pick one bag, which one would I choose? Well, I know some of you out there will only use hard shell or will never use anything but soft-sided. So if I had to pick one of each, it would be these two. Now, let me tell you why I think these bags could be the Travel Pro killer and why I'm probably going to use these bags going forward. Let's start with arguably the most important feature you need to be mindful of when choosing a carry-on bag is whether or not it's actually going to fit in the sizer bin for your airline or airlines that you're going to be traveling most frequently. Because that's the whole point. If it's not going to fit in the overhead bin, it's not a true carry-on. Let's start with Ryanair. The Bricks bag fits the sizer on Ryanair, which is 55 by 40 by 20 centimeters. The Ryanair staff told me the most important part is height, so they said this bag is a perfect fit. Now you might notice that the bag is sticking out a little bit past the edges of the sizer bin. I had my rain jacket in here. I asked the staff and they said it was no problem. If it is your unlucky day and you encounter a cranky staff member who doesn't like this, then no problem. Just take it out and wear your jacket. Travel is all about being flexible. So if you do go with the Bricks bag specifically because you're looking for a bag that's going to fit the Ryanair sizer, just make sure that if you do have a couple of extra things that you pack that might put it over the edges of the sizer bin, just make sure you're able to wear them. Chances are it'll be fine, but just in case. The Monos also fit perfectly fine in the sizer, and it isn't as deep as the Bricks bag, but the wheelbase seems to be a little bit wider, so I did have to hold it in so it wouldn't fall out. However, I was in a bit of a rush and I was filming this by myself, so I think if you moved the wheels to the inside, this would actually fit just fine. I also know many other people who have used the Monos carry-on and the Monos carry-on Plus, which is bigger, on Ryanair multiple times with no issue. Next is TAP Air Portugal, which has a sizer bin of 55 by 40 by 25 centimeters. And again, the Bricks bag fits wonderfully. Their sizers aren't bins, but these cardboard boxes that you just slide over. And then easyJet with more of a standard sizer bin, and their allowance is a little bigger at 56 by 45 by 25 centimeters. As you can see, the Bricks and the Monos each fit no problem at all. This is also the same sizer bin as British Airways. Now, I didn't find a sizer bin for Air Transat, which we flew back home to Toronto. They also didn't ask anyone to size their carry-ons, and yes, it was a full flight. But I used the Bricks bag and my mom used the Monos bag and they fit no issues. And we were also in economy in row 21, I believe, so we didn't board early at all and there was still lots of room for our bags. We also used these bags when we flew on Air France, but again, there was no sizer to be found, but they worked. And here's how the Bricks bag fits on WestJet, which is basically the smallest of all major Canadian airlines at 53 by 23 by 38 centimeters. From my previous testing with my red Monos bag, it fits perfectly in the WestJet sizer, the Air Canada sizer, on Flair Airlines, and tons of room on United Airlines. Now, since I don't have access to every single sizer out there, based on how well it fit in these sizers and the measurements, this bag will fit on the following popular airlines. Just pause the video to find your airline. And please leave a comment if you don't see your airline, and I'll try my best to respond and see if these bags should fit for you. As far as how much you can pack in each of these, well, like I said, we just returned from a 2-week trip where we had to pack enough variety of clothing for summer weather, including shorts and swimsuits, as well as fall weather, including incredibly rainy days and crazy winds. Oh, this is ridiculous. We did do a little bit of laundry halfway through to wash undergarments, pajamas, and a couple of t-shirts. And then at the end of the trip, I also did a little quick sink laundry too. And a 2-week trip is really no different than a 3-week or 4-week trip. You just do laundry a few more times. I think the deciding factor for a lot of you though will be the weight of these bags. The Monos is a little over 3 kilograms or 7 pounds, and the Bricks is 5.5 pounds or about 2.5 kilograms. So if you have weight limits, you'll probably want to go with the Bricks bag. We had weight limits on TAP Air at 10 kilograms or 22 pounds, and each my mom and I were just under that, so it was no problem. It is totally possible for 2 weeks. We just used this luggage scale at home and weighed our bags when they were all packed up right before we left for our trip, so that we knew we were within the limits. The remaining features are very comparable. The dual wheels are virtually the same and roll very well on cobblestone and up jetways, and easy to put the handles down and pick up when we had to climb up 4 flights of stairs to get to our hotel room. And when it comes to the 4-wheel spinner bags, if you're traveling in Europe, a lot of people will recommend either a backpack or a 2-wheel bag. And I don't disagree with that, but if you're looking for your be-all end-all bag, I still would go with the 4 wheels. Because I find in Europe now, you really don't have to drag your bag that far. Even if you take the train or the metro from the airport to the main station in the city you're staying in, Uber or other rideshares are widely available and very inexpensive. So just take one of those to your hotel instead of walking the 3 or 4 blocks. It's probably only going to be about €3. The handles on these bags are each a good size and shape to slide a trolley bag over top, and there's no major difference in sturdiness. When you're in this price range that these bags are in, you're getting a much sturdier handle than a bag that's going to be $50 or even $100. If you've watched my videos before, you know I do prefer a top open design. I think just the way I pack and visualize things, this works a lot better for me. That's why I chose to use the Bricks bag, because I like the top open design. And with the soft side, you do get front zippers as well. On this last trip, it was nice to throw my rain jacket in here when I didn't need it, and I also used the front pocket to keep my dirty laundry bag separated from the rest of my clothing. But a lot of people do prefer hard shell, and I do have to say I love the sleek look of the Monos, especially in this olive green color. I think I like it better than my terracotta red. I still love my Mixi carry-on because of its hardshell top open design, but it's a little wide for some airlines, so if you do need a bag that's going to fit everywhere, the Monos is going to be it. And for a lot of people, the clamshell design is better. You can put all of your clothes on one side, and then shoes and toiletries and other accessories on the other. So it really just depends how you like to pack and keep things separated and organized. If you're in the market for a new carry-on bag, each of these have held up extremely well and would be a solid choice for your next 20 trips. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.